What if the reason you kept losing motivation isn't because you're not trying hard enough, but because you're trying in all the wrong ways? Most of us are tired. Not just physically tired, though that's real too, but tired of trying to keep up, tired of feeling like no matter how much you do, it's never enough. Tired of starting strong on Monday and falling apart by Wednesday. Tired of promising yourself you'll finally stick with it this time, only to find yourself back where you started. You're not lazy and you're not broken. You're just running on a type of motivation that was never built to last. We think motivation is about willpower, that if we just push harder, stay disciplined, and keep saying yes, we'll finally get it all done. But what if motivation isn't about pushing harder at all? What if it's about understanding yourself better? I used to believe I could hustle my way to inner peace. If I just worked long enough, tried hard enough, or made everyone else happy, I'd finally feel calm inside. But the truth is, I was motivated by fear. Fear of failing, fear of disappointing others, fear of being seen as not enough. And fear will get you moving, but it won't keep you going. Welcome to Lessons for Life with Gramma Kate. If you want to stop yelling, end the daily power struggles, or manage your frustration better, but don't know how, you're in the right place. I get it. I was there too. As a grandma, I finally started learning the emotional life skills I wished I'd learned at a younger age. Each week, I share simple and practical life lessons to help you develop your own social skills so that you can be the calm, confident inspiration to others. New episodes drop every Thursday, so hit that subscribe button. And hey, if something here speaks to you, leaving a quick review helps others find lessons for life too. Like a lighthouse, steady and strong, let's all shine a little brighter today. Here's the thing. No one ever taught us how motivation really works. We grew up hearing phrases like, try harder, don't quit, and be strong. Our parents weren't wrong. They just didn't have the language of emotional intelligence. They didn't realize that true motivation comes from within, not from outside pressure or expectation. When self-awareness is missing, life becomes a treadmill. You keep running, but you're not going anywhere. You're checking all the boxes, getting the kids ready, working, cleaning, showing up, but inside, you're running on empty. You're not lazy. You're just tired of forcing yourself to care about things that don't light you up anymore. And when you're running on empty, everyone around you feels it too because they see the frustration, the pressure, and the constant striving. So first, let's talk about the difference between willpower and motivation because they're not the same thing. Willpower is force. It's gritting your teeth and pushing through even when you don't want to. It's just do it energy. And yes, willpower works for a little while, but it drains you. It's like holding your breath underwater. Eventually, you have to come up for air. Motivation, on the other hand, is pull. It's that internal drive that comes from knowing your why, from connecting what you're doing to what actually matters to you. Motivation doesn't require force because it aligns with who you are and what you value. It's sustainable because it comes from clarity, not pressure. Willpower says, I have to. Motivation says, I want to because this matters to me. Choosing motivation over willpower is empowering. It's a conscious decision to align your actions with your values, putting you in control of your life's journey. And here's what nobody tells you. Willpower burns out. Motivation rooted in awareness, in knowing what truly matters to you, That's the kind that lasts. So how do you develop self-awareness? Self-awareness is about recognizing your thoughts, emotions, and values, and understanding how they drive your actions. When you know why you do what you do, you can choose better how to do it. It's the key to feeling empowered and in control of your life. And here's what makes all the difference. Motivation stemming from guilt or fear ultimately burns out. But motivation rooted in awareness, in knowing what truly matters to you, that's the kind that lasts. When you understand yourself, you stop forcing things that don't fit. You stop running on autopilot and you start making choices that actually align with who you are and what you care about. For years, I confused productivity with purpose. I thought being busy meant I was valuable. I said yes to everything, only to find myself wondering while I felt resentful, rushed, and restless. I didn't realize I was chasing motivation the wrong way by trying to control everything instead of understanding myself. The shift came slowly. It wasn't a big aha moment. It was dozens of tiny ones. Noticing when I was overcommitting, recognizing when I was tired, and permitting myself to rest. I learned that inner peace and motivation don't come from doing more. They come from aligning your choices with your values. When I started saying yes to what gave me energy and no to what drained me, that's when I found both motivation and inner peace. So here are 7 life lessons to help you stay motivated and find your inner peace. Number 1, start small. You might be waiting for the right time to begin when you have more energy, more clarity, or more time. But the truth is, motivation grows from movement. Create micro habits like taking 5-minute walks or taking one small step forward toward your goal, and let consistency become the real success. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start. And lesson 2, progress doesn't need to be perfect. There will be messy days when you're tempted to give up because you can't get everything done, when you don't have time for the whole workout, or you can't cook the healthy meal you planned, or exhaustion stops you from following through completely. But here's what works. Plan for imperfection ahead of time. Decide now what your backup version looks like. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk instead of a 30-minute run. Perhaps it's a simple sandwich instead of the full recipe. Maybe it's cleaning one room instead of the whole house. Because something is always better than nothing. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, even when it's not ideal. And number 3, celebrate the wins. You're probably quick to notice what's left undone. The emails you didn't send, the laundry still in the basket, the project you didn't finish. But what if you celebrated progress instead, even the tiniest kind? You got out of bed when you didn't want to. You made one healthy choice today. You had that tough conversation. You showed up for your kid's game even though you were exhausted. Those moments count. They tell your brain you're doing it, and that builds momentum. Don't wait for the big wins to feel proud. The small wins matter just as much. Acknowledge them. Number 4, know your emotional why. Motivation fades when it's about obligation. But when you connect what you're doing to why it matters, to your values, to the people you love, to the kind of person you want to be, that's when you feel steady again. So ask yourself, why does this actually matter to me? Not to your boss, not to your family, not to society, to you. That's where sustainable motivation lives. In last week's episode, I talked about how to discover your core values. Number 5, simplify your environment. You might think you need more willpower. What you really need are fewer distractions. Sometimes motivation means cleaning your desk, turning off notifications, or changing your surroundings so your mind can breathe. Your environment either supports your goals or sabotages them. Make it easier on yourself. I used to have a candy dish on my buffet for my grandkids when they came over. It sat there all the time, which was way too tempting to grab something as I walked by. So now, I put the dish in the drawer until they come over. Out of sight, out of mind. And lesson 6, find accountability that feels supportive, not stressful. Support might mean having a friend or community that encourages progress, not perfection. Motivation grows when you're seen and supported, not judged. Find people who celebrate your effort, not just your results. The right kind of accountability doesn't add pressure, it adds encouragement. And lastly, number 7, rest is not the opposite of motivation. It's the fuel for it. You might see rest as weakness, but it's actually wisdom. A few deep breaths, a walk outside, or a quiet moment to reset. That's what keeps you grounded. Self-care isn't selfish. It's how you sustain your energy to keep showing up. You can't pour from an empty cup. Rest isn't lazy. It's necessary. And when kids see us living this way, taking small steps, being kind to ourselves, celebrating effort, and resting without guilt, they learn that motivation isn't about perfection, it's about perseverance. They see that it's okay to slow down, to try again, and to find joy in progress. They watch how we handle setbacks, how we talk to ourselves, and how we recover. That's how we teach motivation, not by lecturing, but by living it. In conclusion, motivation begins with self-awareness. You can't stay consistent with goals that don't align with your values. Inner peace and progress can coexist. The calmer you are inside, the more energy you'll have to move forward. And it's okay to start small. Whether you're figuring out your own feelings, working through a tough moment as a family, or learning how to talk things through with others, you're practicing the emotional life skills that help us grow into the people we want to be. Listening is great, but nothing changes if you don't actually use what you've just learned. So pick one life lesson from today and try it out this week. That's when the magic happens. And if you want to keep building your social skills, hit follow for more from Lessons for Life with Gramma Kate. And if no one has told you lately, everything will be okay. Tomorrow is a new day, and with it comes new hope. As I conclude this episode, I must state that this podcast is designed solely for educational and entertainment purposes. While I bring my experience as a parent and grandparent, it's essential that you know I am not a licensed therapist. This podcast is not a substitute for professional advice from a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. Got it? Awesome. Until next time, what is one thing you are grateful for?